All right, good evening to you from the Storm Alert Weather Center. This is Chief Forecaster Daniel Wilson. It's a Tuesday evening, a little bit before 9 o'clock Central Time, and we're looking at the good possibility of severe weather across the area tomorrow evening. We've been following this developing weather situation for several days, and we've been on top of it throughout the day, putting the latest information from the National Weather Service, and we will continue to do so early in the morning. We hope to be up when you get ready for work. You can check in to see exactly where we stand as far as the severe chances tomorrow. One of the reasons that I'm going live tonight, and in respect to this weather event that is expected to happen tomorrow evening, the forecast from the National Weather Service tomorrow shows about a 30% chance of rain and thunderstorms, and then it goes on to an 80 to 90% chance of thunderstorms, and some of those they're referring to as severe storms, and that is kind of a rare thing that they put into their forecast. It's usually just thunderstorms, but when they go 24 hours out, or a little less than 24 hours, putting a little tag that says severe thunderstorms, then it's likely that they're confident that we will have severe weather Wednesday evening. So this is something that we need to follow, and that's the reason I'm going live tonight, is because that is kind of an uncommon thing. I don't believe it's going to be like a catastrophic severe weather event, but it's something to give you a little bit of heads up and wave a little bit of a red flag because of this forecast and the specific wording. Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma has indicated a slight risk of severe weather for parts of eastern Kentucky. They have trimmed that back a little bit to include more of like Pulaski and Russell in the slight risk, and then the enhanced risk covers the remaining part of the state and up into Illinois, Ohio, Indiana. We may look at that here in a second, but the enhanced risk has moved slightly to the west out of this area. Now, however, I would like to stress to folks that even though it's moved probably, 30 miles or 40 miles, when the storms come through, they don't have any respect for the lines that we may draw or for those areas. So just because you see half of an Adair County in it doesn't mean that half of you is in an enhanced and half is in a slight risk. I always say, 25 to 30 miles outside of a boundary is pretty much a good way to reason it. So don't get caught up in boundaries and colors on the computer screen. The other thing, of course, the enhanced risk means that storms are very likely, and storms are likely with the slight risk level, according to the Storm Prediction Center. They also indicate the concerns for strong winds, damaging thunderstorm winds. A significant chance of that exists pretty much in all of Kentucky, along and west of Interstate 75, and that's the same path, so to speak, or the same area that we have the enhanced risk of severe weather tomorrow. In addition to the severe threat, we also have issued another wind advisory for the area. That will be in effect, I think, till 7 tomorrow evening. And that does include a large part of Kentucky, and that would in our coverage area, Russell and Adair, Clinton, Cumberland, and Casey County would all be included in that wind advisory. This is the 12th wind advisory that we've had issued since December 1st of last year. It's been a very, very windy time across the area. And all the time I can remember doing weather, I've never seen situations quite like this. Looking ahead, a lot of people are wanting to know timelines. Of course, this is likely to change between now and then, but somewhere around 10:30, future radar has the storms moving into our area. May not be exactly at 10:30, and the radar won't look like that, but nonetheless, there is a good possibility that we'll see the storms coming 9, 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow night as this system moves through. It's kind of a potent system, and as we look at some of the information or some of the plans for the day tomorrow, we'll see that partly sunny skies, and that's going to allow for daytime heating. And that's going to be one of the triggers that will send the better chance of severe weather across the area tomorrow. Again, we're going to show you that slight risk area and the enhanced risk area that are issued by the Storm Prediction Center. And then if we zoom out, you can see how big of a region that is in the enhanced risk tomorrow. Several states, I think, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 10 states that are in the enhanced risk of severe weather tomorrow. And one of the things that we're really looking at is the likelihood, again, of strong winds. This is the area, some of the big cities included. Strong winds are expected in those areas. And then the tornado probability, the significant risk of tornadoes exist along and north of Indianapolis, up into Michigan and parts of Illinois. Just definitely one evening that folks, if you have friends in that area, you should tell them to be weather aware tomorrow night as for the development of severe storms and the likelihood of very damaging winds and tornadoes across that area. But we'll continue to monitor all the things that we have, our direct line to the National Weather Service, and the different models and things that we use to keep you informed. We will be following that throughout the day tomorrow, and hopefully when you wake up in the morning, we'll have the new outlook from the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma. As far as timing again, we're looking at it being 9:30, 10, 11 o'clock. As of now, we will get a revised forecast track in the morning, and then we'll use our in-house models to help determine when the storms will affect us. So that's going to wrap everything up for tonight from the Storm Alert Weather Center. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and we will be back here tomorrow evening. Keith Richardson will be joining me with severe weather coverage if things deteriorate, and you can depend on us to be here for you. On behalf of Keith Richardson, I want to say thank you for tuning in this evening. Have a safe and pleasant good evening from the Storm Alert Weather Center